Hey guys, welcome to the Truth Factor where we do headlines with an attitude. Kind of busy. We have sick kids, and um, I'm waiting to find out when to go pick up my child. So we are kind of like pressed for time, but not pressed for time because I don't know when he's going to call. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's articles, guys. Happy New Year's Day. It's January 1st, 2024. I'll tell you, all the articles are in the Wixit in the description in the box below, guys. Um, it was one of those things. I don't know why is this. There you go. Why these things look these days? It's kind of crazy. All right. Hi, Watchman. How are you? How is your New Year's Day? Alrighty. Well, I'm sure if you haven't heard by now, um, I'm always late sometimes to the party. Sometimes I'm early, but when I'm late, I'm real late. We have a massive 7.6 magnitude earthquake that struck Japan as country braces for a 16-foot tsunami. Now, guys, I will tell you, this is one of those parties I wish I wasn't late to. Um, I'm praying, and I want to ask you all to pray for Japan. Um, my nephew is in Okinawa, and so, um, of course, I don't know exactly uh, where that puts him on this map over here. I think he's on the other side, but still, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Um, but I've asked him. I think he's on Okinawa. I'm not exactly sure. I just know he's in Japan. So I'm trying to find out exactly where he is to where all this stuff happened. Um, but anyway, so prayers for all of Japan and for peace for my nerves and for my nephew. Anyway, a devastating 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck central Japan today, triggering mass evacuations, sparking fires, and leaving residents trapped under the rubble of their homes as others scrambled for higher ground amid warnings of a tsunami. A total of 21 quakes above 4.0 rang out shortly after 4 p.m. local time, 7 a.m. UK time, and videos shared on social media and broadcast on Japanese TV showed how buildings collapsed in Suzui, a city close to the epicenter of the largest quake, with thick cracks appearing in the roads. The tremors triggered a huge fire in Wachimi City, in the worst hit of Ishikawa Prefecture, with the shocking footage showing massive flames engulfing residential buildings, according to local broadcasters. Other clips showed terrified shoppers thrown to the ground in a department store and flooding at a train station after a water pipes burst. The earthquake struck as millions of Japanese flocked to temples to mark the new year. Japan's meteorological agency said that the earthquake's magnitude of 7.6 is the largest ever recorded in the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa, I don't know, prefecture. Anyway, rescuers are combing through the debris of several houses to evacuate trapped residents after the Hoshimasha Yahashi, chief cabinet secretary of Japan, said there were at least 6 reported incidents of housing collapse on the inhabitants. Elements of Japan's military have been called up to aid in the rescue and evacuation efforts. Haisha added, no reports of deaths or injuries have yet been confirmed, but officials said that the situation is still unclear. The earthquake triggered fears of the tsunami, with the meteorological agency initially warning citizens to brace for waves of up to 5 meters, which is 6.4 foot. Wow. Anyway, officials later downgraded the major warning to a regular tsunami warning, which that's always good, huh? Downgrades. And then we have this here is kind of a list of all of the earthquakes in the past 24. They've had over 190 magnitudes above 2 and up to 7.5. So one quake was the 7. One quake was between 6 and 7. 11 quakes at a 5 and 6. 44 quakes at a 4 and 5. 95 quakes between a 3 and a 4. And 38 quakes between 2 and 3. Look up all the recent and past quakes. Hold on, guys. I got to, I don't know why I forget to do that sometimes, but it happens. It is what it is. Anyway, we shouldn't hear any more ding ding. We might hear my phone, but I'll put it on vibrate or silent, whatever you call it. So that way, silent, whatever you call it. So, hey, Water Tiger. Hi, sweet Jenna. How are you? Hello, Walter. There we go. Silent mode on. Just had to get to it, guys. Just had to get to it. Anyway, so these are all the recent quakes there. Oh, quite a few been triggered, right? Then we also have from End Time Headlines that the U.S. Navy sinks 3 Houthi boats attacking merchant ship in Red Sea. Iran deploys 2 warships. Well, we kind of reported the 3 Houthi boats attack yesterday. But then we have Iran deploying 2 warships. That's kind of new. U.S. Navy helicopters returned fire and sank 3 small boats carrying Houthi militias in the Red Sea on Sunday after the U.S. warships responded to a distress call from a merchant vessel, military officials said. A Maersk container ship in Singapore, Hangzhou, issued a distress call at 6:30. The small boats are originating from Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. Fired crew served in small arms weapons, getting into 20 meters of the vessel and attempted to board the vessel. Helicopters from 2 U.S. ships, the USS Eisenhower, the USS Gravely, responded and issued verbal calls to the small boats. The U.S. official said while the helicopters were in process of issuing verbal calls to the small boats fired upon the U.S. helicopters with crews served weapons and small arms, Central Command said. Service members aboard the Navy helicopters returned fire and sank 3 of the 4 small boats, killing the crew, U.S. officials said. The 4th boat fled the area. In a statement Sunday, the Houthis said that they lost 10 members after U.S. forces fired on their vessels, referring to the engagements as dangerous behavior that will have negative repercussions. The group also said it will continue operating in the Red Sea. The American enemy bears the consequences of this crime and its repercussions, the group said in part. The group also reiterated that it will not hesitate to confront any aggression against Yemen and renewed its advice to all countries not to be drawn into the American plans aimed at igniting the conflict in the Red Sea. The U.S. do not seek to escalate the conflict, National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said on the Good Morning American Sunday. Meanwhile, Iran's Alborz warship has entered the Red Sea. The semi-official Tansin news agency reported Monday at the time of soaring tensions on the key shipping route amid the Israeli-Hamas war attacks on the vessels by forces allied to Tehran. The Tansin did not give details of the Alborz mission, but said Iranian warships have been operating in open waters to secure shipping routes, combat piracy, and carry out other tasks since 2009. Kind of ironic, huh? Anyway, Yemen, Iran. Hold on just a second, guys. Hold on. All right, that was my child calling and telling me he gets off at 4 o'clock, so in about 15 minutes per se. But anyway, so we'll have to get through these articles as quickly as possible. Anyway, in response, many major shipping companies have switched to the longer and more costly route around the Africa Cape of Good Hope rather than pass through the Suez Canal, which handles about 12% of global trade. So anyway, things. The Houthi militias attacked the Maseric container vessel with the missiles and small boats on Saturday and Sunday. So we have, you know, more to the more to the party there, I guess you could say. And then here from Zero Head, Iran dispatches the warships to the Red Sea. So we have another article to, you know, see how things go, and we'll keep our eyes and ears on that. All right, guys, I've got to go through these articles kind of quickly, so we'll try and get through this here. Anyway, we have Kim Jong-un vows to launch 3 more spy satellites and produce more nuclear materials in 2024. Imagine that. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un vowed to launch 3 additional military spy satellites, produce more nuclear materials, and introduce attack drones in 2024, as he called them, overwhelming war readiness to cope with the U.S.-led confrontational move, state media reported Sunday. Kim's comments made during a key ruling Workers' Party meeting to set goals for next year suggest he'll intensify a run of weapons tests ahead of the U.S. presidential election in November. Oh, don't we just have lots to look forward to, right? Anyway. Guys, I'm sure that there's a lot of good stuff in here, but I think the big takeaway here, guys, is that, you know, Kim definitely is not going anywhere, right? And he's going to be a thorn in our side no matter what. Then we have here, look, I don't even know if we're going to get it to look at this, guys. Okay. I will try to look at this, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. So I guess he's gone to a complete, just, you have to be a subscriber to look at any of his stuff, it looks like. But anyway, updated at 4:26, there was a Houthi engaged U.S. warships in the firefight in the Red Sea. So reports are coming in that claiming a Houthi naval vessel engaged in a firefight with the U.S. Navy warship in the Red Sea this afternoon. Details to follow below. Then earlier today, this morning, I'd seen this totally destroyed at Sana'a, Yemen airport. And then we have, he reported also the magnitude earthquake. So outside of getting like general information, I guess, is about as good as we're going to get with how, unless you're a subscriber, to be able to read any of his articles. That's what it's looking like anyway. We'll see if it changes tomorrow, but it is the new year. So, you know, maybe he's going to proceed the new year with all of the, and with precautions as well. I mean, you know, I guess maybe there's different, I guess, guidelines if you're paying for a subscription versus other, you know, everyday stuff. But anyway, so maybe this is his way of combating, what do you want to call it? Being suppressed, I guess, is a good way to put it. He doesn't like being suppressed, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe he's just tired of it all. So anyway, we also have massive NYPD mobilization at the JFK airport to protect travelers from pro-Palestinian MOB. And again, guys, who am I? I don't know what Hal is doing or thinking. I just want to be clear of that. But we do know that there's going to be strict regulations on, you know, social medias, as well as telephones, even, you know, T-Mobile put out that great new TOS terms of service, right? So, you know, I guess he's doing his watching his P's and Q's. Who wouldn't? Anyway, if anyone is flying out of JFK airport today, please plan to travel to the airport ahead of time. Chief Philip Riviera, the head of transportation of the New York Police Department, wrote on X. Riviera said the pro-Palestinian protesters are expected to cause delays at JFK Terminal 4 departures. So it sounds like there's going to be a fun time in New York, as always, if you're flying out of JFK. I will honestly say I have been to New York. And I've been to a lot of airports, but I don't recall ever flying out of JFK or a New York airport. I think it would be probably a big headache, as most major cities are, but that's even a little more of a headache, I would say. Anyway, um, then we have from NBC, we had 2 killed and 8 hospitalized in a shooting at a downtown LA New Year's Eve gathering. 2 people were killed and 8 people were hospitalized in a shooting in downtown Los Angeles warehouse building. The shooting was reported at about 1 a.m. during the gathering, possibly a New Year's Eve party at the building in the 2300 block of Porter Street. A man and a woman in their 20s died at the scene. The injured victims were hospitalized, but details about the injuries were not immediately available. People were running, falling. A witness told NBC LA it was just hard to see because it was just so graphic. The Los Angeles Police Department says no suspect information has been given, but they were looking to surveillance video. Details about what led to the shooting were not available. Police are asking anyone for information to contact them. Anyway. So it looks like there was not, I don't think there's anything huge to report about what happened last night outside of today, the protest, and then that shooting. Now, if something happened, I don't know. Did I have this on here? Okay, I guess I did. All right, so what is coming in a collapse of the dollar? You haven't had one of those. We've never experienced a collapse of the dollar. This will make us Venezuela, make no mistake. If you want to be prepared, prepare yourself like people should have prepared in Venezuela. And that is exactly what our man here says. So I would let you listen, but there is lovely little music in the background. And yeah, so, but when you see people like him making, sounding the alarm, you should probably take heed. Glenn Beck, I'm not saying he's really, much to do, but, I would say he definitely might know a thing or two anyway. And then we have also from End Time Headlines, death rates from rare heart conditions surging among young Americans. A troubled trend in America's heart health is emerging, and doctors are aiming to bring more awareness to the problem. While death rates from the ineffective endocarditis have generally declined across the U.S. over the past 2 decades, they have alarmingly increased among young adults aged 25 to 44. The research published in the Journal of American Heart Association underscores a public health issue. The intersects with the ongoing opiate crisis. Ineffective endocarditis, often referred to as bacterial endocarditis, is a rare but serious condition where bacteria enters the bloodstream and affect the heart lining, valves, or blood vessel. Anyway, so and it's sad to see so many young people dying, and to hear that there's a surge, with heart conditions, and it just continues. And it's just, my heart is just so troubled about all this. It's crazy, guys. Then we also have from Twitter here, guys. Citizen Free Press. It says San Francisco BART train has derailed and cars are on fire. In other news, California just promised to bankroll health care for 700,000 illegal immigrants. That's right. They're giving illegal immigrants health care. I don't know if I have an article, but I did see one earlier, and it's just absolutely crazy, is it not? Then we also have a recall over potentially deadly bacteria found in beef products. An Illinois meat producer has issued a recall of around 6,768 pounds of ground beef products, including a ready-made burger patty, after samples were found to contain E. coli, a potentially deadly bacteria, the Food and Safety Inspection Service has said. In an alert on Sunday, the federal agency announced the Valley Meats, a Coal Valley beef and pork products wholesaler that markets mainly to the food service industry across 27 states, was recalling 7 different types of beef product over concerns that they may have been contaminated. Oh, isn't that just lovely? That's a lot of beef that out there that could cause, some pretty bad sickness there. And it can kill. Anyway, kind of one of those things. My heart just go, oh, I've had food poisoning, so I'll tell you, it's crazy. Hi there, Daryl. How are you, brother? So good to see you. Oh, is the power? It's back on. Good deal. That's horrible to be without power for sure. Oh no. I hear you, Daryl. You're late. You went to bed, and you're no welcoming 2024. I hear you, Ryan. Hey, Rip Curl. He does have some good songs. He does indeed. You're doing. I gotcha. It is. It is. It's crazy, isn't it? Water Tiger, that insane healthcare. Okay. So let me see. Where are we at on this? I have the burger. Okay. So this is the last article. And then we have our For Your Eye section. And I will clue you in. You really probably, if you can, check out the For Your Eye section today. Is one of them days. Guys, really interesting information there. 231 current and former U.S. service members demand military leaders be court-martialed over forced service members were significantly harmed by these actions. So there are 231 current and former U.S. service members demand military leaders be court-martialed over these forced things. And they have went so far as they have got signatories, and this is the letter. We're going to just jump to the letter, okay? The letter reads in part, the flag and the general officers are far from the only ones complicit in the recent illegal activities. A significant number of the SES leaders and political appointees contributed. Evidence indicates that only executive agencies are engaging in illegal activity. However, as a service member and veteran, we feel particularly responsible for the DoD in accordance with our oaths. We will make every effort to demonstrate by example how an institution can put its own house in order. We, the undersigned, on behalf of hundreds of thousands of service members and the American people, while appealing to the supreme judge of the world guidance to the purity of intention, mutually pledge to each other that we will do everything in our power through lawful word and action to hold accountable military. The declaration outlines grave concerns about the current state of the nation, highlighting various corruption and failures within the key institution, including the Department of Defense. A significant portion of the declaration criticizes the implementation of the, mandate within the military. The others accuse the military leaders of breaking laws, trampling constitutional rights, denying informed consent, permitting unwilling medical experimentation, and suppressing the free exercise of religion. The signatories link these actions to a range of consequences suffered by service members and their families, including financial hardship, emotional distress, physical ailments, and in some cases, homelessness and death. In their pledge, the undersigned commit to holding their leadership accountability through moral and legal means. They express intentions to rebuild trust by demonstrating that leaders cannot disregard constitutional rights or laws for political gain. The signatories include a diverse range of ranks and positions, from high-ranking officers to enlisted personnel across various branches of the U.S. military. So, guys, I definitely will be keeping my eyes and ears out for where this goes. I don't know. It sounds like, they're not going to take it lying down, that they're trying to stand up for themselves. But guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to click on it. I want y'all to see this. There is this Cigna thingy, and it's really interesting. And I hope you guys get over here, but this is talking about no more warnings. It's about to happen. And with all of this stuff that's coming out, guys, I would tell you, it is so crazy, and it is looking extremely possible. And this video is just absolutely crazy, guys. I tell you, I can't give you any hints here though, but it is interesting. I hope you get to see these videos. Then there is the Gateway Pundit here. Just when they're getting cranked up in the Congress, right? They're trying to get their evidence laid out for the impeachment inquiry, right? Here we go. It's crazy stuff. So there you go. That is what's in your For Your Eyes sections. That is what we have for you today, guys. I love every one of you all. Sweet Jenna. Yes, you are still the same, sweet Jenna. Anyway, don't know much. Don't know much about mysteries, do we? Don't know much about biology. Right. Is that the song, Watchman? I hear you, brother. Anyway, I love you guys. And I thank you guys for spending your New Year's Day, a little bit of it with me. I've got to run though. I've got to go and get kiddos picked up. So God is good. I wanted to break these headlines with you and just give you, in case you hadn't heard about that horrible earthquake in Japan, keep everybody up to date as much as possible. Anyway, happy New Year's Day, guys. And I hope that you guys stay safe and just be alert. Be alert. Anyway, love you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And we will have a stream later tonight. I just have to get everything ready, hopefully, anyway. So we're going to have, if not nothing else, a short stream or maybe a long stream. I don't know. Just depends on how God leads me, right? Anyway, God bless you. Love you all. And we'll see you later.